vertebrae. His vertebrae. When a man's afraid, a beautiful maid is a cheering sight to see. And it's all I'm glad that moment sad was soothed by sight of me.
Her terrible tale, her can't assail with truth, it quite agrees. Her taste exact for faultless facts amounts to our disease.
Now though you have said that head was dead, for its owner dead was he. It stood on its neck with a smile well-bred and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent offhand nods, but as humble as could be. For it clearly knew the deference due to a man of pedigree. Of pedigree. And its oh, I vow, this deathly bow was a touching sight to see. Though trunkless yet, it couldn't forget the deference due to me.
His haughty youth, he speaks the truth whenever he finds it pays. And in this case, it all took place exactly as he says.
Exactly as he says.
All this is very interesting, and we should like to have seen it. But we've come about a totally different matter. A year ago, my son, heir to the throne of Japan, bolted from our imperial court.
Indeed, had he any reason to be dissatisfied with his position?
None whatever. On the contrary, I was going to marry him, and yet he fled.
I am surprised that he fled from one so, lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I am not beautiful because my face is plain, but you know nothing. You are still unenlightened. Learn then that it is not in the face alone that beauty is to be sought. My face is unattractive.
It is.
But I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle of loveliness. People come miles to see it. My right elbow has a fascination few can resist.
Oh, allow me.
It's on presentation Tuesdays and Fridays by Evite only. As for my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet he fled.
Yes, and is now masquerading around this town, disguised as a lead guitarist.
A lead guitarist?
Yes, would it be troubling you too much if I asked you to produce him? He goes by the name of...
Nanky Poo.
Nanky Poo.
Oh, yes, it's rather easy. Oh, that is, it's rather difficult. As a point of fact, he's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address?
Levittown.
What's the matter?
See here, his name, Nanky Poo, beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another? Oh.
Dear, this is very tiresome. My poor fellow, and your anxiety to carry out my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I beg to offer an unqualified apology.
I desire to associate myself with that expression of regret.
We really hadn't the least notion.
Of course you couldn't. How could you? Come, my good fellow, don't distress yourself. It was no fault of yours. If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a lead guitarist, he must take the consequences. It really distresses me to see you take on so. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved all he got.
We are infinitely obliged to your majesty.
Much obliged, your majesty.
Very much obliged, your majesty.
Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell?
No, we couldn't really tell who the gentleman really was.
It wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
It might have been written on his pocket handkerchief, but Japanese don't wear pocket handkerchiefs.
I forget the punishment for compassing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
Yes, something lingering. with boiling oil in it, I fancy. Something of that sort. I think boiling oil occurs in it, but I'm not sure. I know it's something humorous, but lingering, with boiling oil or melted lead. Oh, come, don't fret. I'm not a bit angry.
If your majesty will accept our assurance, we hadn't the least idea that he was your son.
Of course.
I knew nothing of it.
I wasn't there.
That's the pathetic part about it. Unfortunately, the fool of an act says, compassing the death of the heir apparent. There's not a word about a mistake.
No.
Or not being there.
No.
Or having no notion.
No.
Or not being there.
No.
There should be, of course.
Yes!
But there's not.
Oh.
That's the slovenly way in which these acts are always drawn up. However, cheer up. It'll be all right. I'll have it altered next session. Now, let's see about your execution. Shall after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then?
Oh yeah, my dentist appointment's not till
free, yeah.
All right, then we'll have it after luncheon.
But I don't want to have any lunch.
I'm really sorry for you all, but it's an unjust world, and virtue is only triumphant in theatrical performances. See how the fates their gifts allot. For A is happy, B is not, yet B is worthy, I dare say, of more posterity than A.
Is B more worthy?
I should say he's worth a great deal more than A.
Yet A is happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha-ha, chaffing, ha-ha, nectar quaffing, ha-ha-ha, ever joyous, ever gay, happy, undeserving A, ever joyous, ever gay, happy, undeserving A. If I were fortune, which I'm not, B should enjoy A's happy lot, and A should die in misery. That is assuming I am B.
But
Should A perish,
That should he, of course, assuming I am B. B should be happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha-ha, chaffing, ha-ha, nectar quaffing, ha-ha-ha, but condemned to die is he. Wretched meritorious be, but condemned to die is he. Wretched meritorious be.
Bon appetit!